How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to talk to me here for a few minutes. My condolences. I am 100% sincerely,
Thank you, thank you.
absolutely. How are you holding up?
I'm a little, it's cutting off a little bit.
The sound's cutting
I'm sorry.
off?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Can you hear me okay now?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Okay. Well, Richard, I got to tell you, once again, I really appreciate you coming on here. I know this has got to be really difficult for you. If I can ask just a couple of questions and try and make it as quick as possible for you. How did you know him, and when did you find out about it?
Well, I knew him. We used to work together, and I used to be his manager. And basically, we became close friends. And um, after that, we became good friends, and we just hanged out sometimes. And uh, he was a really good person, not a troublemaker. And thing is that I don't. I'm sorry, it's just a little bit hard to
Oh no, I
talk about
understand.
him. You know, as soon as I heard what happened and where it was, I knew that it was where he always hanged out. That was his spot where he would go and have fun.
Okay.
And the minute I learned about what was going on, I immediately texted him. And I know that something was going on with him because he's the type of person that if I would text him through
Uh-huh.
Facebook, or it doesn't matter where from, email, text, call, he would answer immediately, immediately. And at that moment, I knew he was either injured or dead. But I always gave him a benefit of the doubt that he was either at the hospital and no communications as well. That's fine. I spoke to his mother, and she was up since 4 a.m. trying to locate his son. When she notified me that he was nowhere to be found in the perimeter of these two hospitals that were in between Pulse nightclub, either the Winnie Palmer or the Orlando Regional Medical Center, I knew for a fact that he was still inside the club. Of course, I was not going to tell his mother, let's face the facts, he's dead. No. But I knew right there and then that he was dead. I called another friend, and they notified me right away that his other friend, uh, Peter O, his nickname is Omi, he was dead. They both hanged out together. The minute I found out that he was dead, I knew right away that he was dead as well. And that really took me by surprise. I mean, I always gave myself the benefit of the doubt that he might have been either in a surgery because of a bullet wound or something, unconscious or something. But the minute I knew all these facts, I knew that he was already dead, unfortunately.
Now, there was 49 people that, according to the mainstream news articles, 49 people that were killed and 53 people that were wounded. And what I find I'm having a tough time putting my mind around is how could one person go into a club like that and be able to do that much damage? So
Right. Yes.
now the nightclub
I mean,
itself,
according to the media, yes, he supposedly called. He was on the phone with negotiators, and he supposedly said that there were other shooters, and there was another shooter inside with him. Okay, and that's why it took almost 3 hours and some minutes for them to conclude, taking him down. Now, if it's real or not, I have no idea. Supposedly, he also had two snipers. That's why you would see cops behind the cars, and I mean, according to the videos posted. Um, but other than that, one person doing this damage with a semi-automatic, not a fully automatic. I mean, it's hard for me to believe that one man did this job.
right? And when I came on yesterday and talked to Joseph about the event, I hadn't seen any video footage or reports that I would think would make this real case. My first impression was this was just a big false flag and that they were all crisis actors. That was
Correct.
just my opinion. And when I brought it up, I said I don't have the answers, and I asked a lot of questions because we've been lied to so much with the media, Richard. It's
Yes,
almost
yeah.
like if something comes up on one of these mainstream news outlets and they tell you A happened, well, you think it's Z because you've been lied to so many times. You know what I mean? So if I came off yesterday at the beginning of the show and sounding a little calloused, I would like to apologize if anybody took that the wrong way, because,
No.
seriously, to lose somebody that you care about, whether it be somebody that kills them with a gunshot or a car wreck or anything. I mean, nobody should have to lose a loved one, especially when they're so young. So my condolences. I feel so bad for anybody that lost somebody here. And I just want to make that very clear to all of the listeners out there. Now,
Thank you.
and thank you for coming on with us, because this is a really big deal. And I feel that the powers that be are going to take this and use it for their benefit, not the
Yes.
people's benefit. All the news articles that are coming out now saying, oh, the guy used the weapon of choice in mass shootings, the AR-15 and the Glock 9. And then you've got all of this mass hysteria going on in the news about the bathroom situation, a guy using, and it's like stuff that really should people focus all their attention on that, or are there other things that are a lot more important? So the media is just so good at playing wag the dog. A lot of times when these situations come about, and if people haven't seen the blood stains and the evidence, they're going to question
Correct.
everything. So, it's so great that you can come on here and talk to us about this. And
I'll
what
be
else?
honest with you.
Go ahead.
I was even in doubt myself. Like, is this another staged act? But when I immediately saw the place where it was at, I'm like, it could be. But you know what? I'll be honest with you. I'm throwing my opinion out there. Okay.
Great.
Even if it was, which is real. Okay. I literally have a deceased friend, the mother of my friend who's grieving right now. It's sad. But at first, when I saw the news, I'm like, nah, this has to be another staged act, the crisis actors, and trying to implement gun control and this and that. But when I heard the news and I saw the news, I knew immediately that it was real. But now that I do have my concerns about, what a coincidence, why not any other gay bar? Why this one in particular? You have this particular club in between, in the middle of, you have the Pulse gay bar in between Orlando, two major hospitals, okay? So to me, it's so many things going on that I would say, I'll be honest with you, this is something that the government had to do with. We have months ahead of us with elections and what have you, and it's another excuse. It's another excuse. Now that our loved one had to suffer a tragedy like this one to gain what they want, then yes, it's unfortunate.
Let me jump in and ask you this then. Are you aware that the alleged gunman actually had contact with the FBI in 2013 as well as 2014, and he was a part of a basically security force organization with Britain, and a lot of people think that he was actually groomed and designed as a patsy.
Yes. According to all the information out there, this guy also was interviewed twice in the U.S. when he bought 2 firearms. I mean, isn't that enough to arouse any questions? Like, if the FBI interviewed you twice, put a halt on this guy, put a stop. But no, let's let him be. And by doing that, this is what happened Sunday morning, unfortunately.
Do you think that there was other people with him then? Like 2 people maybe? I've heard that there was 3 people involved, 2 possibly. So there's a lot of very astute listeners on the Leak Project, and the comments are just pouring in with different information.
I'm sorry, come again?
Do you think that there was possibly 2, 3, or more perpetrators involved in this event of the actual shootings? Like maybe somebody was in there keeping the door closed. Have you been to that club before? I mean, what's it like in there? What's security like outside?
I'll be honest with you. I've never been to this club in particular. I'll be honest with you. I'm not gay, okay, but I do have gay friends. But I know for a fact any club in particular will have a security guard, okay, or a bouncer, in the front entrance. Now, how if somebody's walking with a supposedly AR-15, an assault rifle, okay, walking into a club? Come on, you would do your best to stop this guy from entering a facility with people in it. Okay, and the other thing is that how is it that you take time to post on Facebook? Please, people, run out of Pulse. Come on, there's so many things that in my head is not making any sense at all.
Well, and another thing that they seem to be able, when I say they, I'm referring to the media, many people are blaming this mass influx of immigrants coming in to the U.S. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, then was this event that took place, was this guy one of the people that came in through the influx of immigration? No, he's been here for several years. So, I mean, you can't use that excuse. I know people in the Middle East that are wonderful people. They're nothing at all like the media spins them to be. So it doesn't really matter, in my opinion, what religion you are, what skin color you have, what your sexual preference is. It really boils down to who you are as a person. And the media and the powers that be are so good at manipulating the masses by this divide and conquer. Let's create a problem reaction solution. Let's blame it on the Muslims. Let's blame it on the patriots. Let's blame it on the Christians. Let's blame it on the the purple Smurf guys that worship a unicorn with a rainbow. I mean, whatever they can come up with. And then there's the opposite side of the coin where people are like, oh yeah, man, they're the bad guys. Let's get them. They believe in the unicorn. We believe in the elves. It's just, it's retarded.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I do have Muslim friends. Okay. And I was actually talking to one of them right now, and he was telling me his point of view, which, it depends right now. Like I said, it's so many things running through my head. You have the fanatics and you have the liberals or the pacifists, but it's the same as Christians. You have Christian fanatics. If they see a Middle Eastern, it's, oh, he's a terrorist. He's this, he's that. No, you can't put a stamp on that person just because of their ethnicity, their religion, their race. No, okay, but what happened is it's a heinous act. Simple as that. It should have never happened.
Absolutely, it shouldn't have ever happened. Now, the scene out there in Orlando, there's probably a whole bunch of other businesses close to the Pulse nightclub that would have some type of video footage or maybe traffic cams that would be able to pick up these people when they were actually going to the club, right?
Correct.
So I'm just trying to grasp why within today's social media age where everybody's got a cell phone, a nice camera built into their cell phone, how come there isn't footage all over the net? The only stuff you're seeing on Facebook, Live Leaks, YouTube is the...
Look, I'll be honest with you. I've seen several footages of people recording of... I personally saw one on YouTube where this guy saw... the actual shootout between the perp and the police. I only heard the police and one gunman inside. So when they say four shooters and this and that, it's hard to believe to determine if there was actually four shooters or, and the businesses around. There was actually one person inside of Dunkin' Donuts who heard the shots and called the police. Okay, you also had the people inside the club, inside the bathroom, who was replying back and forth with their mothers. And one of them actually faked his death, and he wasn't able to answer his mom. But this guy supposedly was negotiating with the authorities. He actually had the authorities call the FBI and state that his allegiance with ISIS. There's so many speculations, but once again, when I see the news, I didn't see any that much of ambulances, paramedics. Where did they travel all these 50 some people, to these facilities? That's my big question.
Now, how far away are you from the hospitals out there that would be closest to the Pulse nightclub?
The closest, I'll be honest, from my location to the actual location, I would say it's 30 minutes. Hospital from Winnie Palmer, I would say 5-10 minutes, the most. The other hospital, I would say 2 to 3 minutes. Super close. My question is, what a convenience to stage and have this happen in the radius of two major hospitals. Okay.
Now, and also,
I'm very upset. I'm very upset because I think that we are used as guinea pigs for test subjects and to obtain government wants to obtain control of our rights and our beliefs and this and that. And guess what? Things like this happen. Everybody is in fear. Yes, don't get me wrong. It can have it. This is a small town, but it's a big town. Okay. We also have Disney. We also have Universal. We also have SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, and other places that people around the world and around the state they come and visit. And it can happen anywhere. It can happen anywhere.
how many other people do you know that were involved in this incident that were either shot or killed?
Actually, two. His friend Peter O. and my dear friend Gilbert Silva. My brother-in-law actually knows the bartender who was shot several times in the leg, and she actually survived the incident. She was one of the fortunate ones, and the many people who actually survived this incident.
Are you in contact with the parents then?
Yes, yes. At the moment, I am. I know that. I mean, to me, it's a slap in the face. I was laughing at not at the situation, but how ironic is that the mother was older, her grandmother that's still alive. She's 83 years old, I believe. She's still alive, and he was only 25 years old. The other friend was 20, and they're dead. Like, it's ironic. Like, I'm sorry.
Are you at work right now? I just hear background noise. That's why I asked. Are you at work or at home or?
I was at home. Yes, I was at home. The minute I have CNN notifications, the minute I saw this going on, I immediately contacted the mother of my friend. I contacted him, especially him first, to let me know what was going on, if he was okay, if he was out of the area, because there were some people that were out of that actually survived this incident, that they were leaving. As they were leaving, some of them heard what was going on, or after they left, or they went across this location, Pulse. There's a Dunkin' Donuts across from it. They actually heard the gunshots and what was going on.
Well, this is something that's really just skyrocketing right now, and I wonder how many more events like this might take place before the elections. Do you think that, if I can ask, I know this is kind of speculation, but do you think that this might have been created to help a specific political party? And if so,
Yes.
who do you think benefits?
The government, of course. I say it again. Yes, 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 and yes, and yes. That it's unfortunate that our loved ones had to sacrifice themselves for this. Yes. Okay, it's my opinion, and I've never saw myself saying these type of stuff, in public transmission like this one. But yes, I would say that yes, it was an inside job. Yes, definitely. Like I said before, we're a couple of months away from elections, and a lot of things are about to come. And I do believe that who's going to be benefiting from this is the government, not us.
Now, do you think that it's going to be maybe a catalyst for the roundup of specific guns, or people that might have, maybe been in the military before they come back, are diagnosed with PTSD?
Sorry, come again?
Do you think that pretty soon now there's going to be a possibility of gun confiscation on a countrywide scale or statewide?
Country and statewide. For myself, I'll be honest with you, I've been aware of things that have been going on. Hey, past Friday, the singer who came on NBC News, she was shot. Okay. A couple of weeks ago, this guy at a Dollar General store tried to snatch a 13-year-old from this location, and I do conceal a weapon with my permit, and I believe this is something that is going to be, it's like a counterattack. Okay. It is basically, it is like I said before, who wants to benefit from this is the government, which is right now is the Obama administration, and he um, abides by this rule and law that we should have gun control, and I do believe that this is a situation where this is what he wants. This is what the government wants, and I oppose to that. No. Why strip us from our rights and our right to protect ourselves? Right now, I don't feel safe. I have Disney passes, okay? I go once in a while to Disney with my son and my wife. Who can tell me that I'm safe at Disney? A group of individuals could hijack the tram, just go in through checkpoint and just go rampant, No, I don't feel safe. No.
Another thing too is it sounds like you strongly believe in your Second Amendment rights and to be able to defend yourself. And why shouldn't you? It seems like the locations here that have the strictest gun control laws tend to have the highest fatality rates with illegal guns, and it's just fascinating. So let's go after people that are actually law-abiding citizens, and maybe that's what this whole agenda is to, once they do, if they are able to create this illusion of insecurity by allowing people to have guns. But you know what? It seems like they've been exposed so many times before. Even if they kill 100 people or 200 people or 1,000 people, and the media says it's some crazy people with guns and that they were just these homegrown terrorists, or they came over from the Middle East and they were disgruntled because they saw gay people kissing, or whatever excuse they want to come up with, it seems like we've been lied to so many times in the past. It's not going to work. People aren't going to believe it. Like yourself.
No. I won't. And I refuse to.
So what is the atmosphere like out in Orlando right now?
Well, right now, everybody is in, like I said before, it's a small town, but it's a big town. Everybody knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that was affected by this incident. I personally knew these individuals, okay? I personally shared with them, okay? And right now, everybody in Orlando, Florida, is sad about this incident.
Now, do a lot of people, Richard, have the same feelings you do out there that it was an inside job, or are most people still so plugged into the matrix they just... Are people in your area aware of the powers that be's influence in media, or do they think it's all legit like the TV is saying it is?
We have the people who are ignorant about the situation,
okay,
or naive, okay? But once again, I have my doubts. I have my reasons. I have my opinion. Okay. There are some people who think that this was an inside job and people were sacrificed. Okay. Because once again, what a convenience of in the smack middle of this place that has two hospitals, side to side. Okay. Left and right, literally left and right. Okay. And you have some people who think that, well, we've been at war with these people, and they declared war on us. Yeah. There's several opinions right now, but I stick to mine.
Richard, once again, I appreciate so much you coming on here. I know this has got to be really difficult for you, and thank you for taking time out of your day with all that's going on to express this. I feel that this is so important right now, and it's good to hear from somebody that actually has connections and is out there to set the record straight, at least as far as if people actually did die or not. And man, I wish this was just a false flag and they were all crimes.
I wish it was, but unfortunately it is not. I'm an actual witness of, one of the actual victims who perished in this incident, and it is what it is. But, once again, we can't be blindfolded by the truth. This is something that's going on, and unfortunately, people should know the truth. And I still think and believe that there is more to it. Hopefully, somebody would reveal it and show it to the public. But if it doesn't, hopefully, like I said, hopefully somebody does it. And I tend to, and I will keep following your actual channel and keep supporting what you're doing, man.
Well, thank you, Richard. I appreciate it. And if there's anything we can do, feel free to let us know. Send me an email, or you can give us a comment in the comment section as well. My
Will do.
condolences, and also everybody I'm sure that's listening to this podcast will say the same thing. So this is really unfortunate, and I want to have a moment of silence for everybody that lost somebody in this event. So. All right. Thank you, Richard, for coming on the show with us.
Thank you.
Have a good day, and
Same to you.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it, and thanks for your support.
Absolutely. Be the change you want to see, folks. Take care.
Take care. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to talk to me here for a few minutes. My condolences. I am 100% sincerely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. How are you holding up?
I'm a little, it's cutting off a little bit.
The sound's cutting off?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Can you hear me okay now?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Okay. Well, Richard, I got to tell you, once again, I really appreciate you coming on here. I know this has got to be really difficult for you. If I can ask just a couple of questions and try and make it as quick as possible for you. How did you know him, and when did you find out about it?
Well, I knew him. We used to work together, and I used to be his manager. And basically, we became close friends. And after that, we became good friends, and we just hanged out sometimes. And he was a really good person, not a troublemaker. And thing is that I'm sorry, it's just a little bit hard to
I understand.
Talk about him. As soon as I heard what happened and where it was, I knew that it was where he always hanged out. That was his spot where he would go and have fun.
Okay.
And the minute I learned about what was going on, I immediately texted him. And I know that something was going on with him because he's the type of person that if I would text him through Facebook, or it doesn't matter where from, email, text, call, he would answer immediately. And at that moment, I knew he was either injured or dead. But I always gave him a benefit of the doubt that he was either at the hospital and no communications as well. That's fine. I spoke to his mother, and she was up since 4 a.m. trying to locate his son. When she notified me that he was nowhere to be found in the perimeter of these two hospitals that were in between Pulse Nightclub, either the Winnie Palmer or the Orlando Regional Medical Center, I knew for a fact that he was still inside the club. Of course, I was not going to tell his mother, let's face the facts, he's dead. No. But I knew right there and then that he was dead. I called another friend, and they notified me right away that his other friend, Peter O, his nickname is Omi, he was dead. They both hanged out together. The minute I found out that he was dead, I knew right away that he was dead as well. And that really took me by surprise. I mean, I always gave myself the benefit of the doubt that he might have been either in a surgery because of a bullet wound or something, unconscious or something. But the minute I knew all these facts, I knew that he was already dead, unfortunately.
Now, there was 49 people that, according to the mainstream news articles, 49 people that were killed and 53 people that were wounded. And what I find I'm having a tough time putting my mind around is how could one person go into a club like that and be able to do that much damage? So,
right, yes.
Now, the nightclub itself...
I mean, according to the media, yes, he supposedly called. He was on the phone with negotiators, and he supposedly said that there were other shooters.